Hi, my name's Casey Campbell, and this is Caleb. We're from Pacific Offshore Rigging. We're doing a Tabernacle on a Hunter 27. This video will not be edited, so bear with us. Tabernacling can be very dangerous and should be taught to you by a professional. Alright, here we go. First things first is we had to modify the mast step so it could be tabernacled. When you tabernacle a swept rig, you tabernacle it with a spinnaker pole. To do this, we have to remove the boom and the boom hardware, like the main sheet, and then the next thing to do is to take the main halyard and attach the main halyard aft to the aft pulpit. Then we take the spinnaker pole and we mount it on the mast. It has guide wires, these bad boys here, that attach down to the deck through here. This is one of the bridle lifting pennants. This makes it even with the mast step to the center of pin, so it will pivot on this thimble. So these are the guide wires for the spinnaker pole that holds it so the spinnaker pole won't fall over as it's tabernacling. Then these guide wires are the guide wires that get lashed relatively tightly to this pennant. These hold up the mast as it's tabernacling. They're attached to the mast right in that location with little gib hooks. So then what we do is there's electrical here that all gets unplugged when we tabernacle. Alright, so now order of operation. We attach this 4-to-1 purchase to the end of the pole. If you noticed on this pole, there is a Spectra pennant. So the load is not carried by the spinnaker pole itself. It's carried by that Spectra pennant that is attached to the 4-to-1 purchase, folded in half to go through the jaw of the spinnaker pole, and then you attach the jib halyard and the spin halyard to that. And those wires actually will hold up the mast as we are lowering the mast aft. This 4-to-1 purchase goes down to the deck and attaches in the anchor locker on this U-bolt, and then runs back to the cockpit through the jib car and to the aft primary winch. On the uppers and lower shrouds, to drop the mast, these shrouds will get loose, but to unpin the headstay you have to loosen these guys. The way you do that is you pull the pin and then you pop this lever. This will loosen the rig up, which will make it allow us to unpin the headstay. So we undo those. These lowers and these guide wires that we installed will support the rig. So as we tighten this line, the 4-to-1 purchase, it loosens the headstay. On the headstay there is a pin that Caleb's about to grab down there, and you pull out that cotter ring and you pull that pin. When sailing, recommend taping that pin so it cannot come undone while sailing. Alright, that's kind of the basics of tabernacling it. What we're going to do now is we're actually physically going to do it. So I've unpinned this side. Now I'm going to go over to this side and unpin it. Just the same thing. I'm pulling the pin here, releasing this. Then I'm going to go back to the cockpit and I'm going to crank on that 4-to-1 purchase. I'm setting the camera down. You can hear us. Cranking it nice and tight so the headstay gets loose. And there, Caleb has unpinned the headstay. So now the headstay is unpinned. You can see I have, this is the spinnaker halyard. It goes through the jammer and is tied off on the winch, so you have no mistakes. This is the jib halyard. It's tied off. so he has no mistakes. And the main halyard is just back here for safety, so when you loosen the upper shrouds, just so you have a safety, especially when stepping it, it's just nice to have a back wire. It also uses, so now when I drop the rig, what I'm going to do is, see how this is cleated here like this? I'm going to start lowering the rig by loosening this up. This is that 4-to-1 purchase line. As I loosen it, the rig kind of wants to stay where it is. So what I do is I go and I pull on this back line, and it will pull the whole rig aft to me as it goes down, as it goes back. So I know that video, I'm going to end the video now. It seems I went over it really fast. You probably have to watch it a few times to completely understand it. I just went by it really fast. Another thing you'll notice is Caleb did is he set the furler under the lifeline off to the side. You also could attach it just with a sail tie around the pole down low here, so when the mast is down and this is up, this is not just the actual furler's not bouncing around. Just make sure critical things when unstepping and re-stepping in Tabernacle is the safety wires. So just to recap, these wires here, if you notice, this is a preventer line that gets tied forward around the cleat. So as the rig comes down, these prevent at a certain location, and so they don't fall aft. So, and then these red ones are to the actual pole, and those are very critical where they're attached. Always a nice thing to have when doing this is some electrical tape. You know, it's good to tape things just to be safe, nothing will come undone. And then another item is, if you are removing the mast itself, like we are for this trailer, we have a socket set that goes around this bolt to undo this bolt, so we can actually move the mast and set it on the trailer out there in front of the boat. So thank you so much. Here's Caleb. I'm Casey, and that was it. Thank you. Thank you for watching our video. Sorry there was no editing. Hopefully this was very informative for you. This was a Tabernacle on a swept spreader rig. Thanks again.